Hey, if you're watching this is a trade recap video of my trade today. Walk you guys through the process of what I was thinking and what was going through my head of, you know, coming up with this plan that I had for today. Um, Part of it was this area supply. I kind of just targeted this big fat candle here because there's no bottom wick and I just did it to the body. So that's how I came in that little supply zone. And we had already tested it one time before, strong rejection, tested it again, another rejection. I kind of just had the bias that the third time we'll probably be rejecting again. Um, and I didn't really see a change of structure at all. The price would have had to break below here in order for me to be considering sells, but even then, I would have been very biased for buys. I would assume that this would have been a support zone, but leading on with the rest of the plan, as soon as I saw price drive in, market open, it ripped straight down. I knew that this right here was going to be a key level right here, and price just ripped right off open. And for first 15 minutes red, the next 15 minutes red. But when I saw it tap in the zone, I was like, whoa, that's a zone that's got a lot of interest for me. I'm kind of, we tapped all the way down here. What also helped with me coming up with this analysis was looking at on this time frame. I had that zone still, and we tapped perfectly into that. You see, and the way I'm drawing that, I'm taking. Let me get rid of this. I'm taking the bottom body of where price opened at to this wick where price wicked at from the next candle. So that's like a little supply, it's demand type of strategy that I use. Um, and I pretty much use it for every single trade I take, to be honest. And as soon as we tapped into that little zone, I was like, whoa. Like immediately, I for a moment I was almost like, man, maybe I should have shorted the market off open, but little rule of mine is like I gotta wait till around 10 o'clock to find that entry zone. I gotta let price show me its way. Which for me personally, I didn't think the market was gonna break bearish. I thought that we would pull back before pull up, which I'm glad I stuck with that analysis because as soon as we dipped in here, I bought call options for 534, um, which you could assume we pretty much broke even on that pretty quickly. Um, and then we ripped up as soon as we came up here past the market open area, I was really solid with the trade. I was like, all right, so the rest of the trading day, we should just see upside. I was a little nervous about it because we got FOMC, we got a lot of news tomorrow, so I wasn't sure if price was really going to be able to want to move up that high. But then I saw this head and shoulders pattern start printing right here. I noticed this little pattern it was doing before it even pulled back down here. And this is pretty much the easiest, most common pattern that any person should really know, to be honest. I don't want to say like it's not the most common pattern to pop up in the charts, but like everybody has heard or seen of a head and shoulders. And right here, this is an inverse head and shoulders. And I knew off rip that once I saw price rip down here and I saw this little showing pulled up, it's bound to pull back. Like you have all this volume that whipped down, whipped up. Like you're bound to pull back if you want to see more upside. As soon as I started seeing that downside, I like felt a little bit more certain that this trade was going to continue higher, considering like how aggressive the buyers were holding the price to this head and shoulders pattern. And as soon as we broke the highs right here, as soon as I rebroke the highs for the daily, at least the trading day, I just knew where my limits were and how I found my exit zones. Mainly, I was using this. So if you want to, I drew out my head and shoulders like this. So I kind of already had an idea of where I wanted to fill in. I knew that since there was a head and shoulders, especially an inverse head and shoulders, and we were still very, very bullish. I knew as soon as we broke this neckline right here, I'll just draw the line right there. As soon as we broke this neckline right there, I just knew we were going to clean the rest of the chart. And I kind of had this high targeted up here. I waited for price to rip out of the zone. We did, boom. And that was our trading day today. Really that simple. Like it didn't take much to secure the day. As soon as we ripped up to here, that was my confirmation that I should get out. To be honest, I didn't necessarily hold all the way through this, but I definitely got out just around here and secured a 1-to-4 profit on my options contract. So that was pretty good feeling to have. But ultimately today I kind of used supply and demand. I didn't really get out at a proper exit zone. I kind of just got out as soon as I saw the break of these highs up here. I was like, all right, I'm ready to close the like I'm up a good amount of money. I don't need too much more to feel better about myself for the day. Like that was enough of a confidence boost. So yeah, one head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders. That was confirmation bias for the continuation. The buy liquidity zone, another confirmation bias. We didn't break the lows, so we weren't bearish yet. So my bias was strongly bullish for the market today. And we got news tomorrow. So it was just, if anybody wanted to get if you're working on Wall Street, if you wanted to get a few extra trades in, today would have been the day to get those trades in if you were taking a break tomorrow, unless you wanted to get murdered. But I guess we'll see how tomorrow plays out. But yeah, that's just like a little recap of how my trading day went today. To just draw out what my position kind of looked like. We basically hit for that, if that makes sense. I didn't really have a stop loss on my trade. I kind of, I know that's kind of bad to say, but I really was that confident that I just bought the contracts and just entered. And I pretty much saw no downside almost immediately because of where I'd purchased my contract at and the strike price I was ordering at. I was just already up in profit pretty much. So I'd consider this a very successful trading day. So far, we've only caught buys this week and at the same call levels. I had one at 533 yesterday call, and then today I had a 534 call, but from deeper. So the reward was a lot nicer. But yeah, pretty much that's all we've done. I hope you guys enjoyed the recap. It was a pretty successful, week so far. We got back-to-back winning days, and we hope to continue. We'll see what news got in store for us tomorrow. I'll probably place a recap tomorrow. We'll see. And yeah, take it easy.